Hi, this is Ed back again with another video here from the DailyRabbitHole.com and the Outerlight channel on Steemit and YouTube. So this is probably one of the biggest stories there is at the moment. I can't imagine anything bigger than this. And it's largely something that is underreported given the gravity of it. Still, a number of outlets are reporting on the massive changes right now to our magnetic field. Let's go take a look at it. So here's a headline from news.com.au. Earth's magnetic pole is on the move fast and we don't know why. That is January the 12th there. Here are some other headlines. If you just type this into Google, you get like Futurism or Fox News. Still, it's not like even the major headline on Drudge. Here's the Daily Mail reporting on it on the 12th of January. Scientists warn Earth's magnetic North Pole has begun moving erratically and speeds so fast they're having to issue an emergency update to maps used by electronic navigational systems. It's happening right now. Here is Reuters here. Reuters, shifting North magnetic pole forces unprecedented navigational fix. So what's happening here? Well, let's go to the conspiracy tinfoil hat wearing media outlet, or at least journal there called Nature. Of course, that was a joke. This is a prestigious scientific journal, probably the most famous in the world. January the 9th, Earth's magnetic field is acting up and geologists don't know why. Erratic motion of North magnetic pole forces experts to update model that aids global navigation. It's happening that fast. So let's go have a look at some of the information in the Nature Journal article, the National Journal of Science. This is from Nature. The problem lies partly with the moving pole and partly with other shifts deep within the planet. Now, you've probably seen other videos, I've covered this before, but now it's escalating. Liquid churning in the Earth's core generates most of the magnetic field, which varies over time as deep flows change. In 2016, for instance, part of the magnetic field temporarily accelerated deep under the northern, South American and Eastern Pacific Ocean. Satellites such as the European Space Agency Swarm mission tracked the shift. I will be going into that a bit later. Notice that that satellite system is something that is very rarely ever talked about, but it was launched very quickly back in 2013. Here's another part of the same article here. By early 2018, the World Magnetic Model was in trouble. Researchers from NOAA and the British Geological Survey there in Edinburgh had been doing their annual check of how well the model was capturing all variations of the Earth's magnetic field. They realized that it was so inaccurate that it was about to exceed the acceptable limit for navigational errors. Core questions in the meantime are: scientists are working to understand why the magnetic field is changing so dramatically. Over the last 100 years, it has weakened 15%. So it's really speeding up, and now you have these more exaggerated changes. And remember, this will have effects on migration patterns of birds. It'll have effect on human beings. It'll have effect on plants and insects and all kinds of different entities you do not think are directly linked to the magnetic field. But they are. Geomagnetic pulses like the one that happened in 2016 might be traced back to hydromagnetic waves arising from deep in, this is deep within the Earth, so to speak, and the fast motion of the North magnetic pole could be linked to a high-speed jet of liquid iron beneath Canada. The jet seems to be smearing out and weakening the magnetic field beneath Canada, or at least one of these these geologists or scientists there at the University of Leeds states, geomagneticist, UK said that the American Geophysical Physical Union's meeting there, and that means Canada is essentially losing a magnetic tug of war with Siberia. So just in regards to all this, remember when I talked about the Swarm Satellite Pro, the satellite launched there back in 2013, this was something that was launched incredibly quickly because they realized something was happening with the magnetic sphere and the Earth's core. they just launched these satellites and started tracking this rapidly, very quickly, and they're on top of it. In April 2017, Swarm's data was used to confirm that this is part of the program here, was a previously unrecognized atmospheric phenomenon. Every year they're putting out information. This is all about the magnetic sphere. That's what the Swarm project was, and you hardly ever hear about it. So, of course, I've gone over the South Atlantic anomaly study reveals magnetic pole wobble has been growing for 1,000 years. This is past information on this, etc. But I just want to point out all this linked together, because now you see the major changes in the magnetic sphere has been linked to today's news cycle. What's causing it? Well, of course, it must be man-made. It must be climate change. Not really, because weather on the planet Earth has been linked to the magnetic sphere. I mean, it's just part of atmospheric science. It's part of all of these things. Know that the magnetic sphere itself protects us, and this is just one of the things that protects us against, is solar radiation, which is directly linked in controlling the weather. It's directly linked to it. The magnetic sphere, because of the sun, protects us as a shield against the sun. When it weakens, you know, the planet's weather patterns change. That's been known forever. But the Earth's magnetic sphere is never part of the climate change model. Why? Why is it not part of it? Because they know. That's what the main video is about, even though it's this recent news. They know what's causing climate change, so to speak, or whatever. They know it's the magnetic sphere. They know 100%. But they're telling everybody it's you that did this. It's you that is making all these events happen. It is human beings. It's CO2. They are lying. At least in my opinion. Go out, do your own research. Maybe you disagree with me, but in my opinion, they are absolutely not telling the truth. And they're using climate change as a cover for what's really happening, which humans have no control over. You do not have any control over the magnetic sphere or Earth's core. That is not in the realm of your influence. But you're being sold this bill of goods that you're responsible for basically causing this event. Why? Because in all the climate change models, if you go look at them or try to look for research, you will never find any of them, well, any of the dominant ones that reference the magnetic sphere or even reference the sun. You're supposed to all be told it's CO2. Look at what's behind the scenes. Look at what's behind the curtain. The Swarm satellite program, the weakening of the magnetic sphere recorded over 100 years. The changes on the planet Earth, the South Atlantic anomaly. It's a sad world, okay? What a sad world it is. Anyway, off to something completely different here. Well, kind of on the same subject here. See, Alex Hills here posted this on Twitter, and this is a call out for the Media Lives global action, lunchtime 7th to the 8th of February 2019. Fight Assange smears and military government fueled propaganda from different institutes here. I always do that myself, I try to, but the point is these are the same institutions, this bunch of liars here, who have sold everyone this, that you're responsible for climate change, you're responsible for the Earth's core, and everyone believes it. Everyone believes it. Everyone does. You go down the street, you're drinking your mochaccino, and someone tells you how it's bad you're drinking milk because of the climate. You shouldn't be wearing shoes. Look, it's the magnetic sphere. And I've said this for literally years now. If you want to go have a look at one of my videos on the magnetic sphere, just type in pole shift the outer dark and it'll pull it up there. I've done a bunch of them as well as some on this channel as well. In the meantime, this is Ed from the Outer Light channel. Stay safe, take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for your support. A link to Alex Hills' Twitter there will be in the description, so you can follow that up and check that, as well as the article to the, or at least the post there in the Journal of Nature, so you can check that out as well. In the meantime, go out, do your own research and decide for yourselves. Maybe you disagree with me. Maybe you think global warming is all man-made. You're entitled to your opinion, of course. Just go have a look at the information at least and decide for yourselves. Go read up on some science, not written by some kind of NGO or something that's getting you know, get bucket loads of money from people. All this stuff is, I don't mean to go on it, it's too late in the video to go on it, but it's just a money laundering operation, most of these places. They say they're green places, people donate money to them, they wash it and use that money to fund the projects of their friends. There's nothing you can do about the Earth's core. In the meantime, stay safe and I'll see you all later.